On February 2, 1943, Kapitänleutnant Klaus Bergsten stood inside the control room of U-521, listening to rivets pop like gunfire as the pressure hull compressed around him at 280 meters depth. 28 years old, 5 feet 9 inches, 155 pounds. Commander, Type IXC U-boat, Kriegsmarine. 11 war patrols completed. 4 Allied merchant ships sunk. This was supposed to be a routine convoy intercept. U-521 was dying instead. Bergsten was born in Bremen, Germany. Naval Academy graduate. 1936. U-boat training. 1940. First command. U-563. February 1941. Transferred to U-521. September 1942. His boat. 252 feet long. 1,120 tons displacement. Crew of 48. Maximum diving depth. 230 meters operational. 280 meters crush depth. U-521 was 11 meters past crush depth. The hull was designed to implode at this pressure. The North Atlantic in February 1943. 30-foot swells. Air temperature 2 degrees Celsius. Convoy ON 166 eastbound from Halifax. 43 merchant ships. 7 escorts. U-boat headquarters dispatched 12 submarines to intercept. Wolfpack Landsknecht. U-521 was positioned 70 nautical miles ahead of the convoy track. Bergsten received attack orders at 2,200 hours. February 1st. Surface approach. Standard tactics. U-521 surfaced at 2,340 hours. Visibility. 400 meters in light fog. The convoy appeared at 0030 hours. Range. 8,000 meters. Bergsten counted 16 silhouettes. Speed. 8 knots. The escorts were invisible in darkness. That was the error. British destroyer HMS Vanessa was 2,000 meters south. Running silent. Radar active. Type 271 surface search radar. Vanessa detected U-521 at 0032 hours. Bergsten did not know. Commander James Wallace aboard Vanessa received the radar contact. Range. 4,800 meters. U-boat. Wallace ordered flank speed. Maximum speed. 36 knots. 4.7-inch guns. Depth charge racks. 70 charges. Vanessa closed the range. U-521 remained on the surface, preparing torpedo solutions. Range to lead freighter. 6,500 meters. Torpedo run time. 4 minutes 30 seconds. At 0038 hours, Vanessa's lookout spotted U-521. Range. 1,200 meters. Wallace ordered illumination. Star shell fired. The parachute flare ignited 400 meters above U-521, burning at 150,000 candle power. The submarine was exposed. Bergsten saw the destroyer. Range. 1,100 meters. He ordered crash dive. Maximum speed. The alarm sounded. 48 men moved to diving stations. Vents opened. Ballast tanks flooded. U-521 is bow tilted downward. The boat began to submerge. Vanessa opened fire. 4 4.7-inch guns. Rate of fire. 12 rounds per minute. The first salvo missed. The second salvo straddled U-521. One shell struck the aft casing. No penetration. U-521 submerged at 0039 hours and 20 seconds. Depth. 20 meters. Still visible on Vanessa's ASDIC sonar. Wallace maneuvered for depth charge attack. Vanessa passed over U-521 as position at 0040 hours. 8 depth charges released. Set to 50 meters. Do me a quick favor. Tap the like button. Every like tells YouTube this story deserves to be seen by more people. Subscribe and turn on notifications. We are bringing overlooked wartime stories back into the light every day. Stories of crews, soldiers, and ordinary people driven by resolve and duty. Real lives, real bravery. Back to Bergsten. 8 explosions. Each charge, 300 pounds of Torpex explosive. U-521 was 35 meters from the nearest explosion. The shockwave hit. Light bulbs shattered. Gauge glass cracked. Cork insulation rained from the overhead. Bergsten maintained course. Depth, 80 meters. Speed, 4 knots. Silent running. The crew shut down non-essential systems. Vanessa circled above. ASDIC pinging. The sonar pulses echoed through U-521's hull. The British could hear them. Wallace tracked the submarine. ASDIC contact solid. Range, 400 meters. Vanessa positioned for second attack. At 0043 hours, Vanessa passed over U-521 again. 10 depth charges, set to 100 meters. Bergsten ordered deeper. Emergency dive. Depth, 120 meters. The explosions came. Closer. The nearest charge detonated 20 meters from the hull. The boat rolled 15 degrees to port. Machinery broke loose. The stern hydroplane jammed. U-521 continued diving. Depth, 150 meters. The stern hydroplane remained jammed at 15 degrees down angle. Bergsten ordered full rise on bow planes. Blow forward trim tank. Compressed air hissed. The bow lifted slightly. Not enough. U-521 descended. Depth, 180 meters. The chief engineer reported hydraulic failure on stern planes. Manual control only. 4 men cranked the mechanical backup system. The plane moved 5 degrees. Still 10 degrees down. The boat was sinking. Depth, 200 meters. Normal operational depth, 230 meters. U-521 was approaching the limit. Vanessa attacked again. At 0047 hours, 12 depth charges, set to 150 meters. The charges detonated in sequence. 12 explosions in 18 seconds. U-521 shuddered. Electrical systems failed. Emergency lighting activated. Depth gauge, 220 meters. The stern plane crew gained another 3 degrees. Still 7 degrees down angle. Depth, 240 meters. 10 meters past operational limit. External pressure, 350 pounds per square inch. Design limit, 330 psi. Rivets began to fail. Water sprayed through seams. The damage control team stuffed wooden wedges into the gaps. Depth, 260 meters. The forward torpedo room reported flooding, 5 gallons per minute. The aft engine room reported similar leaks, 7 gallons per minute total. The pumps could handle it. Depth, 270 meters. The hull compressed. Audible groaning. Still under extreme stress. Crush depth, 280 meters theoretical. U-521 had completed 11 patrols. Thousands of depth charge attacks. Millions of pressure cycles. Microscopic cracks in welds. The hull was not perfect. Depth, 275 meters. At 0051 hours, U-521 reached 280 meters. The deepest any Type IXC U-boat had survived. Pressure, 410 pounds per square inch, 25% above design limit. The hull compressed 6 inches inward. Internal frames bent. Deck plates buckled. Men heard the metal screaming. The forward torpedo room leak increased. 15 gallons per minute. The aft leak, 20 gallons per minute. Total flooding, 35 gallons per minute. The bilge pumps activated. Capacity, 50 gallons per minute. The pumps kept pace. Barely. Vanessa lost ASDIC contact at 0052 hours. U-521 had descended below the thermal layer. Water temperature gradient bent sonar waves upward. The submarine disappeared. Wallace ordered search pattern. Vanessa steamed in expanding squares. No contact. Below, Bergsten faced the mathematics. Current depth, 280 meters. Rate of descent, 2 meters per minute. Estimated time to 300 meters, 10 minutes. Estimated time to hull collapse, 8 minutes. The stern plane crew could not regain control. Manual operation required 6 men. Only 4 could fit. Insufficient strength. The chief engineer proposed flooding aft trim tank, then blowing it explosively. Risk. The tank might rupture under pressure. Benefit. Possible stern rise. Bergsten approved. At 0054 hours, they flooded the aft trim tank. Additional 800 kilograms of water. The stern dropped further. Depth. 282 meters. Then they blew the tank. High pressure air. 200 bar. The tank emptied in 4 seconds. The stern lifted 2 degrees, then 4 degrees. The down angle reduced to 3 degrees. U-521 stabilized. Depth. 283 meters. Still descending. Rate. 1 meter per minute. Bergsten ordered blow all ballast tanks. Emergency surface. Maximum air pressure. The last option. Once blown, the submarine would rocket toward the surface, directly toward Vanessa. The destroyer would see them. The choice was simple. Surface and face depth charges, or sink to 300 meters and implode. Bergsten chose surfacing. At 0056 hours, all ballast tank vents opened. Compressed air roared. 4,000 cubic feet of air displaced seawater. U-521 became positively buoyant. The boat rose. Depth. 275 meters. Rate of ascent. 8 meters per minute. The ascent accelerated. Depth. 260 meters. Rate. 12 meters per minute. The leaks decreased as pressure reduced. Depth. 240 meters. Rate. 15 meters per minute. Depth. 200 meters. Vanessa regained ASDIC contact at 0059 hours. U-boat rising fast. Range. 600 meters. Wallace maneuvered. Position for attack. U-521 continued rising. Depth. 150 meters. Rate. 18 meters per minute. At 0101 hours. Depth. 100 meters. Bergsten ordered battle surface. Gun crew to stations. Depth. 50 meters. Vanessa waited above. Range. 400 meters. Wallace held fire. Wanted visual confirmation. U-521 broke the surface at 0102 hours and 30 seconds. Conning tower emerged first. Water cascading off the hull. Bergsten climbed to the bridge. He saw Vanessa immediately. Range. 350 meters. 4 guns trained on U-521. The German deck gun crew emerged. Too slow. Vanessa fired first. The first salvo hit U-521's conning tower. The armor plate deflected the shell. No penetration. The second salvo hit the forward casing. 2 shells. One penetrated the pressure hull. Forward torpedo room. The compartment flooded instantly. 7 men inside. The watertight door sealed automatically. Those 7 men died in 18 seconds. U-521's bow dipped. The deck gun crew abandoned their weapon. Bergsten ordered dive. Again, the vents opened. Water flooded into ballast tanks. But the forward torpedo room was already flooded. 2 tons of seawater. Uncontrolled flooding. The bow went down. U-521 submerged at 0103 hours. Bow down 30 degrees. Uncontrollable. The boat tilted forward. Men grabbed handholds. Equipment slid. The submarine descended bow first. Depth. 40 meters. The stern rose above the surface. Propellers visible. Vanessa fired at the exposed stern. 8 shells. 3 hits. Rudder destroyed. Stern hydroplane torn off. U-521 was already diving. Depth. 80 meters. Bow angle. 40 degrees. The boat was nearly vertical. Bergsten ordered full reverse on electric motors. Maximum power. The boat shuddered. Forward momentum decreased. Depth. 110 meters. At 0105 hours. The chief engineer reported. Forward torpedo room flooded. Forward battery compartment taking water. 5 gallons per minute. Seawater contacting battery acid. Chlorine gas forming. The crew sealed the battery compartment. Depth. 140 meters. Bergsten calculated again. Forward compartments flooded. Total weight 4,000 kilograms. Bow down. Cannot blow forward ballast tanks. Can only blow aft tanks. Create massive stern buoyancy. Force the boat level through sheer air volume. Risk. Rapid uncontrolled ascent. Bergsten blew aft ballast tanks only. The stern lifted. Violently. Bow angle decreased. 40 degrees to 30 degrees to 20 degrees in 15 seconds. The boat swung like a pendulum. Depth. 155 meters. Still descending but leveling. Bow angle. 10 degrees. The boat steadied. Depth. 170 meters. Rate of descent. 3 meters per minute. Manageable. U-521 maintained depth. 170 meters. The electric motors drove them forward. Course. West. Away from Vanessa. Speed. 3 knots. Silent running. Vanessa searched until 0145 hours. No ASDIC contact. Wallace dropped final depth charge pattern. 12 charges. Random placement. None came close. Vanessa departed at 0200 hours. Reported U-boat probably sunk. The British assessed U-521 destroyed. Bergsten remained submerged until 0600 hours. 4 hours at 170 meters. Battery charge depleted. Power at 15%. He surfaced. The boat rose slowly. Forward compartments still flooded. U-521 broke surface at 0618 hours. Sunrise. Empty ocean. The convoy was gone. Damage assessment. Forward torpedo room flooded. 7 men dead. Forward battery compartment contaminated. Rudder destroyed. Stern hydroplane missing. 23 separate leaks. Speed on surface. 6 knots maximum. Submerged capability. Limited to 100 meters. Range to nearest friendly port. Brest, France. 1,400 nautical miles. Estimated transit time. 9 days. Bergsten transmitted damage report at 0700 hours. U-boat headquarters acknowledged. Ordered return to base. U-521 limped east. The transit took 11 days. 2 Allied aircraft sightings. Both times U-521 submerged. Shallow dives only. 80 meters maximum. Both aircraft dropped depth charges. Distant explosions. No damage. U-521 reached French coastal waters February 13th. The boat entered Brest Harbor at 1420 hours. Dockyard crews assessed damage. Repair estimate. 8 weeks. U-521 never returned to combat. The forward hull sections were too damaged. The boat was decommissioned July 1943. Scrapped. Bergsten received no awards for February 2nd. U-boat command policy. Survival was expected, not rewarded. He transferred to training command. Taught new U-boat officers dive procedures, depth charge evasion, damage control. He instructed them that 280 meters was possible. Briefly, the students did not believe him. Bergsten showed them U-521's depth gauge. Removed before scrapping. The needle was bent. Frozen at 283 meters. That was proof. Do me a quick favor. Tap the like button. Every like tells YouTube this story deserves to be seen by more people. Subscribe and turn on notifications. We're bringing overlooked wartime stories back into the light every day. Stories of crews, soldiers, and ordinary people driven by resolve and duty. Real lives, real bravery. Leave a comment right now and tell us where you're watching from. Are you in the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, or somewhere else? This audience reaches across the entire world. You're not just watching, you're helping preserve history. Let us know if someone in your family served, or simply let us know you're here. Thank you for watching. And thank you for making sure these stories are not forgotten. They deserve to be remembered. And your support makes that possible. He survived the war. Surrendered May 1945. Returned to Bremen. Married. 3 children. Worked as a maritime insurance inspector. Died November 1989. Heart attack. 74 years old. He never spoke publicly about U-521 until 1977. A naval historian requested an interview. Bergsten described February 2nd in 11 minutes. The historian asked how it felt at 280 meters. Bergsten said the hull sounded like it was tearing apart. Because it was.